Yes, Tiny's even here. Right? Now listen, people. If you're one of my 40,000 subscribers who follows Key Wisdoms for All, you know that I am mindful. That's what I do. And I just love when people try to school me, when people try to say mindfulness means you should be neutral. No, it does not mean that. Mindfulness means you should observe the nature of your mind, okay? I'm going to link below an absolute definition of mindfulness for you all, written by Pradamasambhava. He is the founder of the Nyingma school of Tibetan Buddhism from the 8th century BC, okay? I'll give you that definition, yeah? Now, listen, I'm annoyed in the sense that I have to do this again, yeah? That came up in the last reading, didn't it? I'm annoyed in a sense that I have to do this. But however, as I say, I'm not doing this because people are salty. I'm doing this because there's 4 different energies, yeah? You've got your thoughts, you've got your stored energy, you've got your feelings, you've got your emotionals, your cups energy, you've got your Pentacles energy, which is about stability and the energy that we put in order to provide stability for ourselves and for others and to manifest. And then we've got Wand energy. Wand energy is what moves you. Wand energy is action. So you can think all you want and you can feel all you want, but unless it's time to move, you don't move. So I'm here because it's time to move. Let me do this reading. I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm just going to say, give me some cards for Trump, for this situation. Give me some cards for Biden for this situation. Let's look at the outcome, yeah? And you can see, the last reading that I did wasn't even for you guys. It was for me. And then after I did it, I uploaded it anyway. I'm sick of explaining myself. You people, you know. You listen, this is what... Listen, my job is mindfulness, people. That's what my job is. It's not to soothe you. Ask those people that have paid plenty of money for a reading and they've not got... I don't tell you what you want to hear. That's not my job. There's plenty of tarot readers that'll tell you what you want to hear, I'm sure. Oh, but let's have a look at this, okay? Right, here. We're going. We're ready. We're ready. Okay, just to let you know, I've got a parcel. My neighbour's got a parcel coming, so if the parcel comes during this reading, I'm going to have to go downstairs and open the door, and I'm going to just keep the film recording because I don't want people saying, nah, 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 moaning. People who don't understand anyway, what I do. Right, this is a card at the base of the reading, people. You know what this card means? It's the last card of the Major Arcana, okay? This is the overall energy for this reading. This is the World card. This election affects the world. I don't know anything about Biden apart from what I've seen on the news. I don't know anything about Trump apart from what I've seen on the news. I'm not invested like that. However, we've got the World card here, so we know that this energy is about an absolute brand new beginning. That's what it is. This is about reaching the end of a cycle and starting anew. Okay, this is the end of a path, the end of a way, the end of a way of life, the end of a learning situation. It's number 3, so it's about expansion. It's about new opportunities, new experiences, brand new experiences coming our way. Okay. Let's look at this energy here. For some reason, this card wanted to be here. It's obviously a key energy to the reading, and it's this energy here. This is a 2 of Pentacles. If you've seen the reading the other day, you have seen that this was the energy that I said to you guys was for Trump. But anyway, you saw me shuffle the card, you saw me the other card, you saw me da-da-da-da. Two of Pentacles. This is the same energy that came out the other day that represented Trump. Now, as I said to you the other day, this card is about destabilization. Pentacles energy is all about stability. It's all about where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. Number 2 is about commitment. So this is about a commitment to, in this instance, instability. It's about a commitment to instability. I don't know what else you want me to say. I'm just reading the cards. The cards are coming out. I'm reading them. This is about a commitment to instability. And that was something that I felt the other day. That was something that I expressed the other day. That was something that was intuitively guided the other day when I did the reading. The card's here again. It's the first card that we see. This is obviously a clear message that this is causing and creating instability. Okay? I won't say anything else because people will say I'm being biased. Okay, let's look at Trump. These are Trump, Biden outcome. There's 2 cards here, just like there's 2 cards here. You know that sometimes I get clarifying cards as they come out. I read intuitively, as you know. This is the main card for Trump. This card came out the other day. It's a 6 of Swords. We've got the 6 of Swords. We've got the Chariot, which is number 7 in Major Arcana. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, which came out the other day. And we have got the Knight of Wands. Okay, so first of all, let's also look at this energy here, the Hierophant. Now, I always say to this is actually very apt for Trump, isn't it? Because what do I always say about the Hierophant? Excuse me. You can live your rules or somebody else's. You can live your rules or somebody else's. And this is listen, we're coming to 2021. Next year is the year of the Hierophant. Next year is when we decide who we are, when we decide to put into place, into practice all the things that we have learned over this last year, over 2020, okay? But this is a person, listen, Trump is a public figure, and this is a situation that clearly I would not be doing this reading if I wasn't meant to do this reading. Let me just tell you that, okay? So, the Hierophant. You can live your rules or somebody else's. That's what this energy represents. And we clearly understand that is, you take from that what you will. I'm just going to say that. I'm not saying anything else about it. You can live your rules or somebody else's. That's what this card represents. And this is a card of, mental clarity, isn't it? Mental peace, moving on mentally. It's interesting because we've got 5, 6, 7. So we've got 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we know that that's progress and that's movement, and that progress and movement and that forward motion is also represented here by the Knight of Wands, and also represented here by the Chariot energy. The 6 of Wands, the 6 of Swords. Sword energy is about our thoughts, minds, clarity, consciousness, communication. It's about what we know. It's about our ability to think. It's about our logic, and it's about our reason. Now, I'm not going to talk anything personal about Trump other than to say that, like I said the other day, it's and why I don't judge people is because we are all the situations where we find ourselves, the situations where we are in, the situations that we are in, that we confront every day. We don't just arrive there, okay? Every single one of us. The term is aggregate. You, me, we are aggregate, psychophysical sentient beings. That's the definition in mindfulness that we all have. And what that basically means is that you are a sum total, a pile. Aggregate, it means pile in Latin. It's from Latin. And it means that you are, I am, Trump is, we all are a sum total of everything we have ever experienced. In this moment right now, I am an expression of everything that I have ever experienced in my life, as are you, as is Trump, as is everybody else. Now, this here, we have the divine masculine, divine feminine inner child. So this is like taking yourself on a journey, if you will. It's like seeing yourself for real. It's about seeing your woundings. It's about recognizing your emotional self, and it's about recognizing your actions mentally. Clarity. So I'm not predicting what he's going to do. I'm telling you and explaining to you that in his mentally, this is a process that this person that he's going through, and that we've got 5 and 6 here, haven't we? And that he's going to do what he wants to do, and he's going to do what he's going to do, and he's absolutely entitled to do that. Okay, so that's what these two entities represent. It's that sort of control that he has, if you will, in a sense that helps him to feel stable and helps him to feel a certain level of stability mentally, in his he's got to sleep at night just like everybody else. He's got to look at his children every day, whatever. So everyone's got to go through that themselves. Yeah, so that's what he's going through. Now let's continue to move on. So we've got the Chariot energy next, number 7, the Chariot energy. Now the Chariot energy is our, as I said, we are an aggregate psycho-physical sentient being. This is your psycho, this is your physical. Well, that's your psycho, that's your physical. Psycho just means psycho. It doesn't mean psychological, and it doesn't mean psychic. What it means is everything that is you that is non-physical. Every single thing that is you that is non-physical. So your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings, your emotions, your memories, your dreams, your past experiences, everything. The imprint of your past experiences, your intuition. That's part of you. That's your psycho self. And then your physical self, your actions, what you do, what you say, what people say to you, the things that you encounter in life, etc., etc. Now the Chariot is about forward motion, forward momentum. But forward motion, forward momentum only comes with the Chariot if if we have a balance between these two things. So that means that if what I'm feeling internally, what I'm experiencing internally, what I'm experiencing, emotionally, what I'm experiencing intuitively, and my actions are in alignment. If they're in alignment, that we can go propel forward toward victory, toward where we want to go. Right now, the the number 7 is my master number, as you all know. For those people that are my loyal subscribers, you'll know that number 7 is my master number. Number 7 is the number of mystery. It's your 7th chakra, and your crown chakra, representative of your crown chakra, and the number itself relates to enlightenment, relates to understanding. That's what this number actually relates to, and it relates to asking questions in order to understand. Asking questions in order to understand. That's what the number 7 relates to in a nutshell. So this is asking questions, yes, of outward questions. What's going on in these elections? What's going on in these vote counts? He's entitled to do that. What's going on? But also, what's going on with me, Don? What's going on inside me? That's what this represents. So this is for him. It's going to be something that actually is going to be because it's happening. It is going to be like everything else that ever happens and will ever happen is going to be for his highest good, for his personal betterment, for him to personally feel good about his life and himself, etc. Like every situation that ever happens to you and to me, it's the same. There's no difference. Just because he's a president, there's no difference, okay? So this is about his forward motion, his moving forward, but it's about, this is an opportunity. People say I shouldn't read about him, I shouldn't read for him. As I said, don't try to school me on mindfulness, because I will school you on mindfulness, okay? That is what I do. So I'm telling you, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm meant to do this. Okay, so this is really going to be a good opportunity for him, though, to find that balance within himself, to understand, his relationship with the world, how he's going to move forward in the world, etc., etc. Number 6, the balance reciprocity. This is about, as we know, stability. Number 6 is the number of beauty. It's a number of acceptance, okay? It's a number of being able to accept the things that we experience in our lives. I always say that to you. That is because number 6 on the tree of life, if you've ever looked at it, I can't even remember the name of it. It's love, okay? And love is about accepting of self, accepting of situations, and being able to accept all sides of ourselves, being able to acknowledge all sides of ourselves and the fullness of our experiences and the fullness of our reality. This is about balance and reciprocity. I have a sense of judgment now. This is a sense of judgment. So this is what we know Trump is going towards. We know that Trump is going towards this judgment. We know that this is what Trump wants, and that's absolutely fine for him. So this is where he's going towards. He's going towards this judgment. Number 6, I think and I know. This is related to our 3rd eye chakra, is number 6 as well, okay? So it is the wisdom. It's related to wisdom. It's related to the power of the mind. It's related to our consciousness. So this is also something that for him it's about clarity. For him, from what we see here regarding the results, etc., etc., it's about clarity, which balance and reciprocity. Okay, this is again related to instability. Now, I say about this card, this is the new father card, this is the new parent card, this is what this card represents to me. It doesn't represent that, but I say that as a shorthand to give you an idea of the meaning of it. You're a new parent, you're excited, you're gonna, you're gonna do everything you're gonna do. You've done the nursery, the baby's here, you're doing the feeding, you're doing the this, you're doing that, but you don't know what you're actually doing. That's what this energy is. And you've got all this energy, but you don't know really what we're doing. We don't know the outcome. We don't know what the outcome's going to be, but we're still doing, we're still moving, we're still acting, we're still going forward, we're still putting the energy in, we're still putting the effort in. That's what this energy represents. And that, as we know, is exactly what's going on right now. Okay? So let's look at Biden. As I said, I've not asked no questions. I've just said Trump and I've just said Biden. So let's look at Biden. So Biden, we've got Page of Swords, we've got the High Priestess, we've got the Six of Wands, the Victory card, and we have got the Three of Pentacles, which came out the other day for Biden as well, with a clarifier. So let us have a look at the Page of Swords. Now, you know, because everyone knows, people call this the Stalker card, but what this card is about, I really link this card, it's not, but I always link this card to Virgo because of the fastidious detail, the looking for information, the fastidious attention to detail and focus, the finding things out. This is what this energy represents as a Page of Swords. This is active, it's masculine energy, it's active, just like this is masculine energy and active. So it's active, it's masculine energy, and it's about putting in the work, putting in the effort, putting in the focus, putting in the thinking, doing the research. This is about that. This is about the clarity, the thinking, the research, the discernment, etc. So I don't know what this, I'm just saying what's coming. This is what the cards are saying, okay? So this is what this card actually represents. It's Page, so we're not at the King yet. Again, we don't know the outcome, just like the Knight doesn't know the outcome. Only the Kings and Queens know the outcome. Only the Kings and Queens have the full wisdom, if that makes sense. However, this is the absolute focus, attention to detail, precision, logic, etc. Applying one's self to details. That's what this card represents as a Page of Swords. Next, High Priestess. This is the Tarot Reader's card. My God, it's not the Tarot Reader's card, but I always say Tarot Reader's card. My card. This is the veil of the underworld. Okay, this is Persephone. This represents Persephone. You know, Hades, Persephone, etc. The underworld, and she had to. You know the myth. You know the Greek myth. Anyway, so it's about having an understanding of. It's about recognizing your intuition. It's about recognizing your intuition. Now, I don't know about you as an individual, but me, I won't be specific with the person that it was that passed on many, many, many years ago when I was doing my teacher training, actually, years back, you know, in the good old days, you know, when I was just a teacher. I tell you what, the kids give me less hassle than you lot. I mean, yeah, anyway. But it was around that time that someone passed on, and it was at that time that the veil for me was lifted, and I finally was able to, even though I knew all my life that I was intuitive, etc. It was at that time, after the passing of this person, that I was able to, you know, the veil was lifted, if that makes sense. So anyway, as I said the other day, I felt it I felt it whilst I was watching the news. And I heard the story about the passing of Biden's wife and daughter in the past. When I was watching the image of the star card came to my head, like flashed into my mind. And this was a few days before I'd even done the reading. And not that I interpreted it, but this is what mindfulness is. We observe the nature of our mind. So whatever arises, we acknowledge, okay? So when I was watching the news, as I said last week, let's say, and this star card came into my mind, I made that connection instantly. I knew instantly that meant that this is something that he's being prepared for, and that his this moment and his intuition was, if you will, awakened, if that makes sense, and faith, if you will, was awakened in that sense. He feels like I'm saying. So I'm saying to you the things that I've said to you about that, about the star card on the last reading, about this now, about the underlying sort of the underlying rhythm of life, if that makes sense, the underlying path that we're all on, that we don't see unless we are looking for it, if that makes sense. This is an acknowledgement that he is engaged with that it flows beneath, it flows within, it flows throughout us all and about us all, the river of life, if you will, the flow of the universe. And he feels that and recognizes that and connects with that. For him, it's like the coming together, the pieces are fitting together. The pieces are fitting together. That's what's coming to my mind now. The pieces are fitting together. The pieces are fitting together. Okay, so there's an intuitive sensitivity, if we say, not that he's not that you're not saying he's psychic. I'm saying that he's in tune with the sort of underlying rhythms of things. Let's just say that. Okay. 6 of Wands. This is the victory card. This is the, this is the victory card. This is action. This is victory. It's wand energy, so it's movement. It's movement. As I said, you can think, you can sit there, lie down in bed for an hour going, oh, I should get up, I should get up, I should get up, I should get up. That's not going to get you up out of bed, is it? The only thing that gets you up out of bed is the wand energy, yeah? So this is what we see here, the wand energy. So when we see the 6 of Wands, we see victory. We've had 3 6s, 666. Now, for those people that think that take their numerology cues from Hollywood, 666 is not, I repeat, not a negative number. We've got 6 in this reading. We've got 666. It's an absolutely positive number because 3 is a power number. Okay, 3s are related to all the what we call ascended masters, and ascended masters are people like all the Buddhas that have gone before us, people like Macau Yusui, people like Jesus Christ, etc., Muhammad, etc. They're what we call ascended masters. Those people that have lived, that have learned, i.e. they have gone through on a spiritual path and journey, and that their advice, their energy is still available to all of us as it is, and it really is. So 3 of anything is always good. It's expansive because what it means is, so we've got 3 6s just in this reading in general. It's expansive. So what that means is we have expanding balance. That's what's just come to my head. Expanding balance. So it's as if balance is going to be expanding balance. That's the phrase that's in my head, expanding balance. So we have a sense of well, we know that this is the victory. We all call, as tarot readers, for shorthand, we call this card the victory card. This is a card of victory. This is a card of celebration. This is the card of, as we know, people seeing and recognizing your victory, being able to see your success, if you will. That's what this card represents. And then finally, for Biden, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Now, this card came out in the other reading, okay? As you saw, it came out in the other reading. You saw me deal the cards. You saw me shuffle the cards. This is what I do, okay? So, 3 of Pentacles. So this is Pentacles energy is, as you know, about where we put our energy. Sorry, I burnt my hand last week on the grill making toast. I don't use a toaster to make toast because I don't know, I like to do it in the grill so that butter can melt in, Anyway, so card of cooperation, okay? Number 3's Pentacles energy is all about where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. It's related to the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. I always say that. It's the card of cooperation. So this came out in the other reading, and again, that's what we get. I feel that anyway, but this is what we get. We get stability and cooperation. So this is me. I do my bit, you do your bit, and the world works with us. With the world, and when I say the world, I mean the world. I don't mean the countries in the world. I mean the universe. Yeah. So it's like in my life and in your life, if you do, just like in the chariot, if you respond to how you truly feel, and you sort of acknowledge how you truly feel, and how you truly feel is reflected in how you act, then the universe works with you. That's the 3 Pentacles, if that makes sense. So that's what we have. So we have the kind of cooperation and stability here, and the 10 of Pentacles. So clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. You've seen me do this reading, so I'm just doing the reading as it appears, and I can't change what's coming out, but we'll see what the results are here. We've not seen the results yet. So this is about this again. Now, Ten of Pentacles is we talk about this being abundance, don't we? Talk about this being abundance, but as well, it's about foundational energy, and it's about not what we are built on. It's what's beneath how we are built. It's like our DNA. It's what's promised to us within our DNA. It's what is so for me. If I was doing a reading on myself, for example, I would expect to see these two cards. Or I'd hope to see these two cards. If I was going to look at my future, etc., I'd be like, oh my God, I hope I see these two cards. But you can't guarantee that. But anyway, so it's like what, and it tells you what is promised for you. It's as if it's in your DNA. It's as if this is what you are. You are finally manifesting what is within, what has been within. You are finally manifesting what your karma or your spiritual path has promised. You're finally manifesting that. That's what this card represents. So it suggests and shows that this stability, cooperation that's being brought about is actually something that he is absolutely, it's within him to manifest it. It's within him to manifest it. I have to just do what's here, guys, okay? So don't have a go at me. Okay, let's look at the outcome, because everyone's going to be... Tiny's just like, Mummy. Right, oh my God, this card came out in the other reading with just next to this card, didn't it? Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, we had the King of Cups last time, Lovers, another 6, we've got all the 6s and the Hermit energy. Okay, outcome. Slow and steady wins the race. That's this energy, okay? This is about making slow progress, moving toward a goal steadily, moving forward steadily in order to have a secure outcome, in order to manifest security in your life. That's what this card represents. Okay, so it suggests that there's a process, a slow process maybe that's potentially unfolding, but we're steady in the race, and we're moving toward a level of stability. That's what this card energy represents. Okay, I'm not going to say if it's for Trump or for Biden, but this card came out the other day. The next card we've got is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is about it's the first cups, this, isn't it? First cups we've got. This is about emotions, and this is about looking at our emotions, facing up to how we feel. That's what this card represents. This is about facing up to how we feel. So it's not active, this card, necessarily, even though we have a divine masculine, divine feminine represented here. We have even though we have that represented here, I feel like we have two sides here, and we do have one looking at emotions, looking at how I'm feeling, how am I handling this, how am I feeling. I feel that this is Trump, I feel that this is Biden, but you can feel whatever you want, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I feel that, but it's important, this, because I think that everyone needs to recognize, as I said, that this is how we are as people. We all of us have the experiences that we have in order that we can learn, in order that we can grow, in order that we can ultimately escape cyclic existence. That's the whole point of Buddhahood. If Buddhas want us to not keep having lives after lives after lives, they want us to be free of this cyclic existence. So every experience that we have, all the experiences that we have, are about us engaging with ourselves, us knowing ourselves, us loving ourselves, us accepting ourselves. And this, again, we have another card of acceptance. Oh my gosh, look at that. The 6s are like this, above each other like this, 6, 6, 6, like that. Look, they're the three cards. So we have like this energy running through. There's another 6 somewhere, isn't there? We have this energy running through, though, of ultimately the balance, security. It's interesting because this is the perfect card, if you can see, when we talk about number 6 and about balance and beauty, because we have here, we have the divine feminine, which, as I said already, mentioned everything that's you, that's not physical, everything that's inside, intuition, memories, etc., that makes up who you are, and the divine masculine, which is our actions, our outward perceptions, how people perceive us, etc., etc. But it's about the acceptance of both those things. It's about acceptance of both those things, and with that acceptance, that then helps us to move forward, helps us to move on, with hence the Chariot. Okay, so we've first of all got to acknowledge, okay, and then we can accept, and then we can move forward with the Chariot. So there's an energy really going on of again, balance is this. What we see here is balance being restored. We see balance being restored. We see obviously acceptance being acceptance being sought, acceptance being sought of self-acceptance, self-acceptance, self-awareness, self-acceptance. That's what we see with this energy here. So ultimately there is going to be balance back in people's perceptions of what is occurring right now in the US elections, etc., etc. Okay, final card is the Hermit energy, and I must say, guys, I do feel that we have a bit of a sort of, it's interesting because we have this bit of a departure, because I just said Trump, Biden, outcome. This is Biden. The last reading, you saw it, you've watched it, these cards came out for Biden. This is Biden anyway, but I feel like this is sort of like the country as well overall, in a sense of like, we have you guys over there have this well, I'm gonna have to say, because it came into my head, reckoning, in a sense where you guys are yourself looking at yourself. And I think that that's again, this is happening because it's meant to be happening. It's a necessity for individual people, and for the country, and for the world, for this to be playing out on. It's going to lead to a lot of introspection, and this is what we see here with the Hermit energy. And I said to you, with this card here, I always feel like this is about well, this is linked. This is Virgo's energy, so this is about the fastidious, looking at within oneself. But Hermit energy is there's two paths that you can take to enlightenment. There's the path of the pious attendant, and that's monks, nuns, disciples, priests, etc. They go to schools, or they go, not schools, but I don't know what they're called actually, but where you go to train, or you go to a temple, a Buddhist temple, or you go to a church, etc., and you live there basically, and you do rituals, and you pray, and you do what basically they tell you to do in order to learn, and in order to gain that wisdom, and become enlightened, etc. And then there's the other path. That's the path that I follow, and that's the path of the Hermit Buddha. The path of the Hermit Buddha is, I will give you the absolute definition of it, is where we follow our own, where you follow your natural predisposition in order to achieve enlightenment. Okay, where someone follows their own natural predisposition in order to achieve enlightenment. That's the path of the Hermit Buddha. That's the path that I follow personally myself. Didn't know it existed until about 6 months ago. I've been walking that path for about 7 years. But there you go. So there's an interesting thing about this, because what it shows me, so as well as everyone knows, looking within for answers, but that's exactly what it is. It's like introspection. It's like as a country looking at yourselves and understanding what this means, understanding what this has meant, understanding what this situation has meant, what it's meant for you, for your identity, for the identity of your country, etc., etc. This is what this energy represents. But the path of the Hermit Buddha, for me, why it's important is because it's one of wisdom, and it's because it's one of wisdom. You only gain that. You don't gain that wisdom from a teacher. You gain that wisdom purely through practice. And that's the path of the Hermit Buddha, is the path that the original Buddha, as in Buddha, the actual first, the people that, the first Buddha that ever lived in the 4th century BC, who sat under the Bodhi tree. Everyone knows he was a prince, and then he left all these worldly goods behind, and then he just basically went and sat under a tree and meditated. That's what he did. So that just shows, doesn't it? There's all these apps, and there's all these people telling you. You don't need any of that. You don't need it. What you need to do is you need to sit in a room. You need to sit in a room, and you need to listen to yourself. You need to turn the television off. You need to turn your phones off. You need to turn the music off, and you just need to listen to yourself. You need to understand what it is you're experiencing. You need to understand how this is affecting you. You need to understand what this is doing to your perception of yourself, what this is doing to your perception of your country, what this is doing to how you feel. Now, outcome-wise, this is what it leads to. And I also link this to the world card, in the sense it's something that we're all going to be contemplating. When I spoke to my brother, we always spoke about politics. We always speak about politics in my house all the way growing up. And I was speaking to my brother during the election, and before the election, So he said Trump's got it. He said to me, Trump's got it. He said, what do you think? I said, well, 2016. I said, I knew Trump would have it. I said, I had no doubt whatsoever Trump was going to win that election. I said, but this time I don't feel that. This was before the election. I said, I don't feel that. I said, I just feel it's Biden landslide. That's what I said. The day after the Tuesday when the networks had called the result, I rang I spoke to my brother, and it was interesting because, he said, and we agreed that, if there was no COVID, Trump would probably have been re-elected as president or called as president again. But I said to him, I said, bro, I said, what I have realized over this last 4 years is that the president isn't just the president of America. Like the US, the president of the POTUS is not just the president of America. Like as a world, as a citizen in the, a citizen, I'm here in the UK. And I'll tell you, and I'll be honest, and what I said to him, I said, we need a president back. We need a president, because I'm over here. As I said, people can vote for whoever they want, but as a person on the outside, I said, I don't think the world. I said, I don't know what the world would be like what the rest of the world would be like in 4 years. And I said, if Trump, this was before, as I said, before the election results, etc. When we were talking about it, I said, I don't know what the world would be like in another 4 years. If Trump was in the White House, and I said, I don't know. That was how I felt. He started laughing. He said, oh, but I think that it must be hard. I mean, I'm just talking now. I think it's hard because as a non-American, you're probably the same with Britain, yeah, or everyone knows what people think of Britain, or, the British or the English or whatever. It's like, they think they're so good, like they're always getting involved in everyone else's business. Like, why can't they just stick to themselves and blah? And we just had Brexit, and that's what we decided as a country, isn't it? We decided, look, we don't want to like be all about other people. Like, we just want to like be about ourselves and just like focus on ourselves and like do what we want to do and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, and I think that Americans, well, I don't know, but maybe some Americans feel like that. Like, I don't want to be out in the world, like, doing everyone else's business. I just want to, like, can't we just focus on our own country? Can't we just focus on our own selves? And as a non-American, I feel you. Like, I feel like, yeah, I get why you feel like that. But I also feel, and this is me being totally honest, I also feel like the last 4 years has taught me as an individual that actually we do need that in the world. We do need a person in the world that's gonna like represent us all, like that's gonna speak for us all, that's gonna speak for everybody, that's gonna speak for good for all. We have to have that person. And I'm gonna get upset here because it's like, it's been hard when there's, and it's not up to America. Like, America doesn't have to like look after the whole world. America doesn't have to look after the world. The American president does not have to do that. The American president can do whatever the American president wants to do. Even Joe Biden, if when he becomes president, they don't have to like look after the rest of the world. But I tell you what, as someone who's from the rest of the world, we need it outside America. And it must be hard in America because you've got your own problems. You've got coronavirus, you've got this. But it's like, I thought, I'll leave you with this thought. This is what I thought. When I was speaking to my brother, after I spoke to my brother, saying that, the American president isn't just the president of the United States, is basically for the whole world, is literally representation for the whole world. And I'll leave you with this thought. If aliens came down tomorrow, like if aliens literally just come down, we've all seen Independence Day, if aliens came down, who are they going to go speak to? Who are they going to go speak to, the aliens? Who's going to be our leader? You think they're going to come here to London and speak to Boris Johnson? Could you imagine? Yeah? So as a whole entire world, I believe, I feel, my personal feeling is, and it might sound selfish, it might sound like, oh, it's none of your business, but as I said, for someone who I think that people should vote for whoever they want to vote for, you should vote for whoever you think. I vote for the people that I think are going to improve my life the most, who's going to be the best for my life. Yeah. And that's obviously might be different to someone else's reasons for voting. That's fair enough. Yeah. But as someone who was lived this last 4 years, just like everybody else, I feel like I want a president that's going to represent the world, that's going to be that, like, the voice for the world, that when the aliens can go to the White House and be like, yeah, man, don't worry, the president's got our backs, man. The president's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, the president's going to do the talk for the aliens. Now, I know that's dramatic, but I just say it because it's like, of course, the aliens would go to the president. You know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm talking about aliens, but but I say it as a sense of, like, from the outside, for a non-American looking in, it's about, for me personally, from the outside looking in, it's as a non-American, it's like, we need a president that's gonna, like, represent democracy, like, around the world, that's gonna represent, like, that's gonna stand up for it. Because when they don't do that, like, look at what's going on in other, I won't mention the countries, but look at what is going on. You can see what's going on, and maybe you don't care, but I feel it. I feel it for people. They might be on the other side of the world, but I feel it for those people. I feel that, I'm not saying I don't want any wars, but anyway, I'm stopping. But basically what I'm saying is, it's going to be introspection for all. Tiny's here. So, when Tiny comes, it means you've got to be listening to this story. So I hope that you listen to this reading and that you take it for what it is. As I said, you guys want to say that I'm being biased, blah, 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 blah. This is the reading. And as I said, I can't, you saw me pick the cards, you saw me deal the cards, you saw it happen, okay? I wish us all well, I wish us all healing, I wish us all blessings, I wish us all health, and I wish us all happiness as well. All right, my loves, take care, bye.